What is up, everybody? So yesterday the first teaser for Marvel's Spider-Man 2 dropped, and I did a reaction video to the overall trailer, but there are a few details that I did miss in that video, which we'll be talking about today. And just a reminder, these videos are made possible by my supporters on this platform, so if you do want to support me, be sure to hit that big, beautiful subscribe button. And be sure to check out the Patreon link in the description below. So first things first, the voice of Venom has been cast and he will be played by Tony Todd. Now I am wondering if Tony Todd will just be voicing the Venom symbiote's voice or if he will be voicing the host underneath, which is presumably Harry Osborn. Unless maybe Harry Osborn is just the catalyst of Venom and then the real Venom turns out to be somebody else. That, you know, we don't know about that. Now, Tony Todd is quite a big deal. He's quite an iconic actor, best known for playing the Candyman in the 1992 film Candyman, which I admittedly haven't seen, but cool. I liked his voice in the trailer, and I'm looking forward to his performance. As well as this, Insomniac Games have confirmed that there will not be co-op gameplay in Spider-Man 2. Like the two previous games, this will be a strictly solo outing. So I'd imagine it would be like Ultimate Spider-Man where you switch characters depending on the circumstance, or maybe it's got like a tag team style gameplay. I'm not sure, but either way, I'm looking forward to seeing how Peter and Miles are implemented into the gameplay. Put it this way, the first game tried with the whole multiple playable characters thing with MJ and Miles Morales pre-Spider-Bite, and it was okay, but I didn't really enjoy playing as MJ and Miles in that first game. Then, of course, in Spider-Man Miles Morales, it was just strictly Miles that you played as. In this one, the idea of switching between two Spider-Men is great. I much prefer that. I'm guessing there'll be some fairly major tweaks to Peter Parker's gameplay. As put it this way, Miles' gameplay in his spin-off game was quite an upgrade from Peter's gameplay in the first game. He had the Venom blast abilities, and it brought the gameplay to a new level. So I'm hoping that they'll do something for Peter to kind of compensate for the lack of Venom blast. And going by the first teaser, I'd imagine maybe those new Doc Ock arms will factor a bit more into Peter's gameplay, that he'll be the more technologically inclined Spider-Man of the two. It's also worth questioning, where do those sort of Doc Ock arms come from? It could come from Octavius himself, or it could be related to the programmable matter from Spider-Man Miles Morales. I look forward to seeing how that factors in. We're also seeing in this trailer what looks like double takedowns, which would be awesome, as I loved the double takedowns in the Prowler missions in Spider-Man Miles Morales. And I just love double takedowns, like in Arkham Knight as well, where you do a double takedown and switch to the other character. Awesome stuff. Love that. So I noted in my previous video that Peter's suit looked a much nicer shade of red. What I didn't notice originally is that he's wearing a completely brand new suit, as is Miles Morales. Now, I've said many times, I'm not the biggest fan of the advanced suit from Spider-Man PS4, and when we saw that side by side with the classic Miles Morales suit from Spider-Man Miles Morales, I was always just thinking, wow, Miles definitely has the nicer suit of the two. Generally, I love Peter Parker suits, but I just thought side by side here, the advanced suit, I'm very iffy on the advanced suit. But both Peter and Miles have had some changes to their suits. I'll start with Miles' suit, as I think the changes here are a little less noteworthy. At first, I didn't really think this was better or worse, just kind of a sidestep. But the more I looked at it, the more changes I noticed. So the first thing I noticed is that he now has red sleeves, which is quite a deviation from the classic Miles design. But again, like I say, not really a step forward or a step backward, more just a sidestep if anything. But it's also a much more textured suit overall as well, with little webline textures going down the sides of the suit, and as well as that, the belt section is a lot more complex than it was in the original Miles Morales game. Now, I have to say, I don't like this as much as the original Miles Morales suit. It still looks good, but I have to say I think there's kind of too much texture on the sides of it, not big on that kind of webby texture that it's got on the sides, and the new belt does look a little over-designed now. I think the suit he had in his standalone game was a bit cleaner, and I think I must admit, while I don't have like a major problem with the red arms, I do think that the shape of the Miles Morales sort of chest crest and everything went better with the cutoffs at the shoulders. Again, by no means a bad design whatsoever. It still looks fantastic. It still looks like Miles Morales. It's still, you know, it's close to the previous suit that he had in his standalone game. But overall, it's just some changes for the sake of some changes, personally, and I think they had it perfect the first time. Moving on to Peter's suit, which has seen a few more changes. Yeah, as I've said, haven't been massive on the original Spider-Man PS4 Advanced suit. This is still very much the Advanced suit. Same visual language, same overall design, but the changes here are just subtle enough for it to still look like it's supposed to be kind of the same overall suit, but it's been improved across the board, I would say. So, for starters, the cuts going down the arms are now gone. It's, you know, the red sections are a bit more solid overall, which I really prefer. I don't like having just lines going through things for the sake of it. I think the white around the gloves is better implemented overall, a bit less blocky. There's a little bit of white on the belting section as well, which makes the white sections on this suit feel a little better incorporated into the overall design. Perhaps the biggest change is the belt. It no longer cuts off horizontally at the center, but has two vertical cuts at the side, akin to more like the Amazing Spider-Man, and the shape of the belt is a bit more dynamic, and I have to say, loving that. I like that a lot more than the horizontal cut through that he had on the previous suit. Again, the previous suit looked like it had just little cuts going through it for the sake of cuts. This looks a lot more streamlined overall. As well as that, they've dropped those weird red triangles going down the side of his thighs, and this works a lot better with the overall color balance with him not having boots on as well. It makes the legs just look that much more consistent. I always thought having no boots on the Spider-Man costume was a strange move, especially with those red triangles going down the thighs, which kind of created a very weird look for the belt. Now it looks so much better. So much better. The spider emblem on the back has also had some very subtle changes. If the logo in this trailer is anything to go by, it's a bit more angular, and I like it. I think it's an improvement. But you know what? None of these changes would really matter that much if it weren't for the fact that they fixed the colors. The Spider-Man suit is no longer orange and baby blue, it's now a much nicer, richer shade of red, and the shade of blue appears to be a bit more muted as well, and it just looks better across the board. Like, this is like a fixed version of the Insomniac Spider-Man suit as far as I'm concerned. Still very much the advanced suit, still very much has all the hallmarks of that design. It's still got all the big white spiders on it and stuff, but it's improved. They fixed the problems that I had with it overall. Is it my ideal Peter Parker suit? No. Do I still prefer Miles Morales' suit? Yes, but still, it's better. It's a lot better. I appreciate the changes. Yeah, good job, Insomniac. I'll be talking more about this game as new details come, but it's going to be a long time until this game sees the light of day. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, won't we? So what do you guys think? If you enjoyed this video and you want to support more like it, be sure to hit that big, beautiful subscribe button. And of course, in the description below are links to different social media feeds, including the Patreon. If you're feeling extra generous, like the following people, who are David 20 Covers, JK Strife, Marcus Ward, Sirius the Skeptic, Biotinarts, Mr. SP, Sergio, George is Lost, Legendary Ray Ray, Adam Myers, and Fayalan Schwarzentraub. Thank you guys, you are the best of the best, but as for the rest of you, thank you so much for watching guys, and have a great day.